Similar to what the state's issues are, and you gave me three choices then, now we're down to two, but you got to protect the school systems in this district and help them become even better. And I've touched on it before. I think that there's a lot of room that can be, a lot of room for improvement yet, even with our systems. And I think what we ought to do is have standards, but have flexibility at the same time. I'm not a one-size-fits-all kind of guy. I don't believe that we ought to adopt a national standard that everybody has to adhere to. I do think we ought to set goals, and I think we ought to enable our schools through flexibility of policy to reach those. So that's one, and then you got to create jobs for our area. Again, the jobs that have come into the state that we brag about, the governor has come in several times and said, we got this great thing going on in Huntsville. I want him to go to Huntsville and say, we got this great thing going on in Hoover, Homewood, and Mountain Brook.
Yeah, I think the two big issues for our district are education and jobs and the economy. And in education, flexibility for our local systems I think is very important. I think that we've earned that by showing we can produce good results, and therefore we shouldn't have whether from the federal government or even the state level, unnecessary regulations and burdens put on us. We should be allowed to innovate and be flexible and be creative about how we do education and think outside of always just sort of the bricks and mortar and desk classroom. One quick example, the LIFO, last in, first out issue, where we want to give some flexibility to local folks on a teacher issue. To me, a very common sense issue, and yet special interest in Montgomery insiders collude and get some Republicans to vote against that, and that's another reason you need somebody that's from outside that Montgomery system. On the economy, why can't we do for small businesses, for local businesses, the kind of incentives that we do for big out-of-state manufacturers? I would work on that issue.